everyone, and welcome to Two-Player Quest, where I help you on your quest to find the best two-player board games for you. In today's video, we have Sleeping Gods by Red Raven. In Sleeping Gods, you join Captain Odessa and her crew on the Manticore to find your way back home. You do this by finding totems and other answers to make it back alive. Now, is 2 explorers enough, or is it better with more? Let's find out. Sleeping Gods is a game for 1 to 4 players that plays in an hour to however long you want it to take. Because this is a game that you can pause at any time, or at least after every player's turn, you can choose however long you want this session to take. Now, one campaign, or basically one playthrough, will take you about 20 to 30 active hours of playing the game. So you can divide that up into however many sessions you want to play. It has a good saving mechanism, so you'll be fine. It's at a 3.24 on BoardGameGeek for complexity, so it's an easy to medium game, and I would say it is a medium luck game. A lot of it depends on the fortune cards, which are basically a dice roll. It says 1 to 6, and there is quite a bit of randomness in the options that you choose, or better said, what comes out of the options that you choose. So, medium luck. This is what the board setup will look like at the start of a 2-player game. You can see the map in the middle. We have our tokens, our current missions, a lot of other tokens. You can see the other players' characters, the shipboard, more tokens, Captain Odessa, which is in the middle because she belongs to both characters, the fortune stack, everything you can do import. You have the combat deck, you have the item deck and the current items we already have, and then here this player's characters plus the book and the map for writing on. Every round has 3 phases. This is all seen on the shipboard. First you have the ship actions, of which you choose one of the actions and gain the benefits associated with it. You can gain health, fortune cards, action points. All of that can be gained from the deck action. After you've done your deck action, you go to the event. Then you draw one of the event cards and do what it says on the card. In this case, each travel has -2 fate. Then it is time for the actions. You can travel, explore, market, or port. To travel, you need a certain amount of craft, as shown in this table here. So if you want to move 1, you need 0 to 3 craft. To do a check, you can choose a character to help. So in this case, if you were to take Audrey along, you would put an exhaustion token on her character, and you would have 1 craft. You can do this with as many characters as you would like, but beware that characters can only have 2 exhaustions at any time, and the second exhaustion gives them -1 on their damage. Along with the number on the character, you grab a fortune card. On the fortune card, you can see the number that is drawn here. In this case, that's a 2. So 2 plus that 1 makes 3, but we have -2 from the event, so that would still make 1. So we could move 1 step. So we would move here. These lines show you the steps that show you the places that are steps, and the binding is also always a step. Now, the market action can only be done at places with this symbol. With the market action, you take the item deck and you take the top 7 cards, and you can now buy these items at the market for the cost shown at the bottom here, with the money that you have on your ship. With the port action, you can do the things it says on this port card. You could go to the inn to spend 4 gold to gain 2 HP per crew member and lose 1 fatigue. You can go to the shipyard to repair your ship. You can go to the healer to heal your characters, or you can spend XP to gain levels. Levels are benefits for characters. The explore action can be done at any one of these sites. You then grab the book and you go to said number. In this case, we'd go to number 2. You read in the book what it says, and sometimes you'd need keywords. In this case, if you have the keyword pink, you cannot do the thing, but we don't have keyword pink. So we're turning to 133. Keep going until something says return to ship. You have a total of 3 errors with each 18 events, of which 6 easy, then you have medium events, and then you have hard events. After every area, you read a part of the story in the book. The game will tell you when the game ends, and you win if you make certain choices, you win certain battles, you have enough totems, you find the right people. It all depends. It's a sandbox, so there are many ways to win and many ways to lose this game. Sleeping Gods is an easy game to learn. 5 to 10 minutes and you can get started. There are certain things in the game that take a little bit longer to explain, one of those things being combat, but combat doesn't happen often, and even the rulebook suggests, look, read the combat section when you get to a combat, because you can get started and get to learn the other mechanics before you need to get into the combat mechanics. I would recommend Sleeping Gods to people who like sandbox games and choose your own adventure games, because that is basically exactly what this is. So those people can really enjoy this game. There is a bit of resource management in this game, which to us makes it a bit more gamey and also makes it a bit more interesting. So we really appreciate that. It's also a very easy adventure game to bring to the table. It's very low maintenance. You can just quickly get it to the table, and it's very easy to save, which is something that I also find important because it's done so well in this game. There is a bit of combat in this game, but there's not a lot, and it's very straightforward. So if you want an easy, relaxing game, then this is an excellent fit. But if you're someone who wants more combat, then this might not be right for you. We like Sleeping Gods. It's a nice game, it's relaxing, you can just put it on the table and put it back in the box very easily. It has an excellent storage system for saving in between sessions. We also like this sandbox, make your own adventure part of this game, because it makes it so unique. Every campaign is different. You can choose with one of your campaigns, oh, we're going to go up north and do everything there. And in a campaign, you see possibly about a third of what you can do in the whole game. So there's so much to see and do that it's so replayable, which is something we really like. Now, one thing we don't really like about this game is the randomness of it at some points. You can choose the peace option. You know, we're going to make friends with these people and it ends into a combat. Or you can choose, oh, we're going to attack them, but it ends up in peace without a combat, which is something we find very odd and to us doesn't make sense. And we like things to make sense. But apart from that, it is an excellent game that we really like. Sleeping Gods is a co-op game, so you would expect it to be good with more players. But this is one of the few co-op games that I would recommend to play with less players. This game, for me, is best with 1. 2 players is also a lot of fun because then you can sort of discuss things, but if you're playing it solo, it's definitely a lot of fun. But once you get to more players, it feels like you're playing the game less to me. You have less influence on the game, which in some games I don't mind, but in this game it really annoyed me. So this game I would recommend 2 players. You could even play it solo if you wanted to. Playing it with more, to me, was less enjoyable. So full-on 2-player recommended. And that brings us to the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching our review of Sleeping Gods. If you have any comments, feedback or suggestions, put them in the comments below, and I look forward to seeing you next time on 2-Player Quest.